Now we're going to look at how to add custom fonts to Tinkercad. Let's start by clicking New and Design. Just as a reminder, when you choose the text tool in Tinkercad, you don't have many options. You can choose between multi-language, sans mono, and serif, which don't really look all that different. One nice thing about the built-in font is that it has upper and lower case letters included, which is good. But let's say we want something a little more decorative, or even just different from these font choices. Over on the right-hand side, click the Search Shapes icon and type in Custom Font. That'll take us to this shape. If you hover over it, it says Custom Font Text. So we'll click and drag that out. It looks similar to the other text shape that we have, but you can see we've got different options here. I'm going to close that search window. In this section, it says drag a file here or choose a file. Accepts SVG files under 400 kilobytes for best results. So what I'm going to do now is open a new tab in my browser, and I'm going to search for free fonts. And I'll pick the first search result, 1001 free fonts. And you can see there's lots of different styles to choose from. If I click on one of the fonts and scroll down, I can see that this style has upper and lower case, numbers and special characters, so that's good. But let's say I'm looking for something rounded. For 3D printing, rounded fonts are a good choice because the print head doesn't have all those sharp corners to deal with. It just moves nice around. So I'll take a look at June Gull. All right, well here they have special characters and numbers, but not lowercase. This is only an uppercase font, but that's okay. I'm going to stick with this anyway and click Download. And then in my downloads, I can see the June Gull folder with an HTML file and a TTF file. Now if I go back to Tinkercad, it said that it needed an SVG file. So I'll go back to my browser window, and this time I'll search for TTF2 SVG. And I'm going to click the first result, convertio.co, and this will convert TTF files to SVG files. I already have those options selected here, so I'll click Choose File, click the junegull.ttf file, click Upload, and click Convert here, the red arrow. When the conversion is done, just click Download, and then I can look in my Downloads folder and I see I have the June Gull SVG file and that it's 80 kilobytes. So it's the proper file format and the size is within the 400 kilobyte limit that Tinkercad has imposed. So now I can click to choose the file, go to Downloads, junegull.svg, Upload, and there we go. Now I can type any text I want, and the new font will be used. Now notice I typed in Stephen with lowercase letters, and all I get as a result are uppercase letters. But we knew that coming in because that particular font was only available in uppercase. So what I like to do now is type the name of the font as a file, and also give the Tinkercad design the same name. Now that I have the custom font on the work plane and I've renamed the file, I can back up. And so that will always be available for me to use at a later time. So for instance, what I might do is click duplicate. And let's say I want to make a KVCC medallion. Just click on the text and change it. Let's see, the size, let's make that smaller. Let's say 60 by 20. That looks good. Tap F on the keyboard to zoom in or focus. The height is 10, that's way too tall. We'll say 4. And now, let's say I'd like a nice round or elliptical backdrop here. So I'll choose the cylinder. Let's make that 2. And we'll make the sides smooth. And then drag it out. Something like that. Select everything. Center. Center. We'll look at it from the top. That looks interesting, so I can make that in 2 colors, right? The part of the model up to the top of this ellipsis. The part of the model up to the top of the ellipsis can be one color, and then the letters from that point upwards can be a different color. All right, so now we can select everything, group the model. If I wanted to keep the image in multiple colors for display purposes, I can click color and choose multicolor, and it goes back to that, even though this is a single color, one part model. So I can export as an STL and then print the model. And in this case, I'll be printing in 2 colors, and we'll see what we get. Here's the final print.